Hi, video. I set up the camera this time the way I used to. I guess I didn't want to hold the camera, honestly, and also I find that I have an easier time and I'm more comfortable talking with this setup because I don't have to worry about the angle or how I look or anything like that, even though I kind of look a little crazy right now. I've got like some serious Medusa hair going on. Um, but I guess I just wanted to turn on the camera and just talk. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but I guess I'll just talk about how I feel or maybe some things I've been dealing with. Not that there's like a bunch of bad stuff going on, but I have said this many, many times before, but I really would like to take advantage of these videos and just talk more about, I guess, how I feel and whatever's going on. Not that I feel like I'm holding things back, but I can express myself more. So I guess I'll start with yesterday. Um, I had a good time. My siblings came over and we kind of had like a Star Trek party deal. We watched Discovery, and honestly, my opinions about Discovery, it's uh, not bad at all. I guess it's good, but I don't think it's quite my cup of tea. I feel like I would enjoy it more if it wasn't Star Trek, and I think I am just being picky because I have my favorites. I love, 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 love The Next Generation. That's probably like the definitive example of Star Trek, in my opinion. So I think I think it's just me. I think that I am maybe judging Discovery harshly because it's not what I want it to be. But I don't know. For me, that old school feel that I get from The Next Generation is a big part of why I love it so much. And even though Discovery, it's supposed to be a prequel, sorry, who am I saying sorry to? It's my phone. Um, Even though Discovery is meant to be a prequel, I don't know, it still feels a little too futuristic for me. And I know that sounds weird seeing as though Star Trek is futuristic. It's just me, but it's not a bad show. It's actually okay. Um, my sister is actually texting me as I'm talking. Um, so anyway, yeah, I had a good time doing that yesterday, and I don't know. I guess after, well, in the middle of us watching Star Trek, I started feeling a little weird. Like just tired all of a sudden. And that's something that happens every now and then. I'm sure it happens to everyone, but just kind of like that out of nowhere, like lay down now. And I think I napped for like 30 minutes or so. And I kind of felt bad for leaving. Um, but I ended up going back out or whatever. And I noticed a headache coming on because I've been getting headaches quite often. And I ended up, well, after we were done watching Star Trek, my husband said something and I just instantly got offended by it. We were talking to my sister, and she got a new cell phone. And I was looking at the phone, and we're talking about it and everything. And I think she mentioned that the charger is a bit different than the charger that we're used to having. And my husband said, "Oh, well, that's an instant deal breaker for me." And I said, "Well, I really like the phone and I would be willing to get the phone even though there's a different charger." And he said something along the lines of, Asia's really hard on electronics and on cords and stuff. And I instantly got upset. And we didn't argue, we just kind of bickered because we do that sometimes. But later on, it turned into a bigger thing than I meant it to. And I was kind of upset by what he said because I feel as though um, I get picked on often about stuff. And I think that was one of the things that I feel as though comes up every now and then, like, oh, Asia's really hard on electronics, or, you know, just, I don't know. I guess I took it like, I can't even explain myself, but I'm going to try to. I think it bothered me because I have all like that's something that he and Kari have always like kind of just said, like, since I've known them, like, oh yeah, Asia, she's hard on electronics. And I'm sure there was a time where I was pretty hard on electronics, but at this point, I mean, I kind of go out of my way to try to not be as hard on things as they say. And I think hearing that just instantly put me in defense mode. Um, because it's not that I want credit for going above and beyond to be better with things, but I just kind of felt like it was a slap in the face to me trying to be better at things. And I think it just kind of took me back to like when I was younger, my father hated buying me new shoes because apparently I was really hard on shoes. And like hearing that is kind of like, I don't want to be looked at that way. Like, oh, we have to spend extra money on this thing because someone is hard on something. And it turned into this bigger thing than it needed to be. And we ended up talking about it more later on, and we came to a better understanding and everything. And it wasn't so much about the comment that he made, but how I've been lately. And just, I guess I've been very sensitive. And, you know, he mentioned that he felt as though he's had to apologize to me a lot lately because of how I feel, and that a lot of the things he considers small things, or he doesn't understand why I'm upset about certain things. And I was upset by that because I feel as though even if something is small to someone else, it doesn't mean that it's not a big deal to the other person. And I can admit that I have been overly sensitive, um, and that's something that I probably need to work on. But part of me working through that is being able to talk about it. And lately, I have felt as though I don't really have anyone to talk to about how I feel without either being fussed at about how I feel, being told I'm wrong for how I feel, or trying to find a solution, but not really actually hearing me out. And I think that was just like the big picture, like my actual problem. And, you know, he went into talking about like his parents and how he watched his parents bicker and argue, and those are like the memories that he has of his parents, and it ended in them not being together anymore. And he doesn't ever want to end up like that. He doesn't want us to be that. And for me, I grew up where my parents didn't, I saw my parents argue sometimes, but a lot of it was my mother holding things in because she felt as though she couldn't talk to him about stuff, or if she did, it would turn into something bigger, but it wouldn't actually be resolved, or she just wasn't heard out, and that was bottled up, and it ended in divorce for them. And while those two, well, the way our parents, or how we saw our parents growing up, well, they're different. They both ended in them not being together anymore. And I think I come from a completely different place than he does, and he deals with things different than I do. So for him, while I'm sure he has things or have seen things that bother him, instead of dealing with it, or I won't say dealing with it, instead of talking to me about it, he just kind of dismisses it, or just, I guess, as he puts it, not let it bother him anymore. But I'm a bit different. I am a very, very emotional person. And what works best for me is if something's bothering me, I've been trying lately to deal with it on site. Because if I don't deal with it on site, then I am known to dwell on things. And I don't want to dwell on negative things. Um, So even if it's a small thing, like I prefer something to be done a certain way, or I want the trash to get taken out, I have a few different options. I can either, one, go to my husband and complain about the fact that the trash didn't go out. I can be upset and dwell at the fact that Kari didn't take out the trash, or I can just go and knock on Kari's door and say, hey, can you take out the trash? He'll say, sure, take out the trash, and boom, it's done. And I don't have to dwell it anymore. And that's a better option for me. So I like to take that mindset, or I've been trying to take that mindset in everything that I do, or anything that I feel as though I'm dealing with. So even if for someone else it's considered a small thing, it's big enough for me. Well, even if it's small when it starts, I know myself enough to know that I need to deal with it so that it doesn't fester, it doesn't get bigger, and it's not something that I dwell on and it turns into this huge thing. So my husband, as he puts it, he doesn't want there to be any straws in our basket. He doesn't like the idea of, having that straw that breaks the camel's back. And I agree. But, I just deal with things differently than he does. And I respect the way that he deals with things, whether he tells me about it or not. And I guess I would hope that he respects the way that I deal with things. But at the same time, I understand why he wouldn't want to deal with these, small things. And I don't want to bother him with these small things. So sometimes I feel as though maybe I shouldn't bring up things to him or talk to him about things or even mention things that I'm dealing with that has nothing to do with him. So I have to find other sources or other outlets to be able to express myself and deal with whatever it is I'm dealing with. And I've been trying to do that, because I want to be better. I want to be the best wife that I can be. I want to be the best version of myself that I can be. And I need to be able to express myself. That's just the kind of person that I am. I want to be heard out and listened to. And sometimes I feel as though I don't have that. And that's not me saying anything bad about my husband at all, because he always listens to me and we can have conversations. But my husband is often in, he often wants to find some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess resolution. Like trying to fix a problem. And sometimes it's not necessarily a problem that needs to be fixed, but sometimes I just want to be heard, So even if I can't talk to him, I want to be able to express myself, be able to just talk or just get things off my chest, kind of like a counseling session where I can lay back, and just express myself and talk, because sometimes honestly just talking in itself is just therapy. And I don't want to feel as though if I'm talking to someone about how I feel that it's instantly looked at as a bad thing or I need to change my mindset. So not saying that those things are bad to hear. If I need to hear it, I need to hear it, but I don't always need that, Sometimes I just want to be heard and understood. So, in talking about that with him last night, I realized that I'm probably a lot more sensitive than I realized I was. And I know that I am a very emotional person, and it's something that I am trying to work on. I don't think I can help that I'm sensitive, and I can't help that I'm a very emotional person, but I can try to better understand why I am the way I am and better deal with my emotions and my sensitivity when I need to. So that's something that I'm trying to get better at. Also, we were talking about his writing, which I absolutely love. I love the story that he's been working on. And I was kind of explaining to him the difference between how it is from his point of view and how it is from mine or everyone else's. for him, it's an outlet. This is something that he can express himself. And he often says like the characters are like screaming at him like what's going to happen next. And he writes these things and things come to him, but it is him expressing himself. This is his form of expression. And just thinking about it, I don't really have one of those. It's the story, I love it, I really do. And it's the like ultimate like personal distraction for me. And when I'm reading it, I'm wrapped up in it and I'm there, and it's great. But he's constantly thinking about it and what's going to happen next, or different plot points and things like that. And it's just a distraction for me, but I don't have an outlet. I don't have something that I can just pour my heart out into. And maybe that's why I'm guilty of dwelling so much, or maybe that's why I always want to talk about how I feel, because I don't have a thing where I can express myself. And I'm hoping that in a couple of weeks when school starts, it will be something that I will consider an outlet, where it'll keep me busy and keep my mind busy, whether it's doing assignments or exams or studying or planning or whatever. I'm hoping that it will give me the outlet that I need. And if not that, maybe something else, who knows. But I think I need an outlet. I think I need something where I'm able to kind of express myself and get out all this bottled up stuff. Not that it's bad bottled up stuff, but just something, like I watch shows, I keep myself busy, but these are all distractions. I don't have an Asia thing, an outlet, something that's like a personal project or anything like that. And maybe I need to just look into that kind of thing more. I don't know, but I'm not a writer. It's not my thing. So I will get better, and I realize that I do need to get better. I don't want to stress out my husband. I don't want to stress out my family and friends. And I don't like getting fussed at when I express the way I feel. So I think I just need to find a better way to deal with things. So yeah, that's what I'm currently dealing with. But today nothing really happened today. Last night my husband told me I wasn't cooking today, so I guess I'm not cooking today. I woke up, well, when I went to bed last night, I decided last night I wasn't going to take sleeping pills. I've been taking sleeping pills almost every night for a while now, and I need them in order to sleep. It's really hard for me to get to sleep or get comfortable without them. I kind of have a dependence on them now, I think. I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing yet, because I take a reasonable amount, like 2 or 3, but I don't want to be dependent on anything. But I have been lately because I have a hard time sleeping. My sleeping pattern is terrible. Even if I'm getting enough sleep and going to bed at a reasonable time, I still need the sleeping pills in order for me to even get to sleep. So last night my husband fell asleep, and I decided I wasn't going to take any sleeping pills. I was just going to try to go to sleep like a normal person. And it was hard. It took me a long time to actually get to sleep, and I had a bad headache. It was a weird headache. It was kind of distant, if that makes sense. It was like a throb that would come every now and then, but the throb was so intense. And I eventually I like laid on my husband's chest and just kind of kept my eyes closed until I fell asleep. And then I woke up. I know I had some weird dreams, but I woke up and I was so disoriented. It was the weirdest thing. Whenever anyone wakes up, it's like you're a little out of it at first, but it was just like, whoa, disoriented. And I also had like a bad throbbing migraine when I woke up. So I took some ibuprofen, and then I laid back down. then I got up eventually and I felt a bit better. But then I ate some food and I watched some of my show. My husband's been out in the living room writing all day, and that was pretty much my day. And then I came to do my video. So yeah, hi. So that's been my day. That's all that's been going on so far. I think I'm just going to just kind of relax, not do much, and that's it.
Sorry, I feel like I